All right, let's just get right into it. Think about all the work you've put in. The late nights studying for that CISSP, the Security Plus, the CISM. You've basically built this suit of armor for your career. But now there's this massive new force on the battlefield, AI, and it's making all of us ask a pretty uncomfortable question. Is that armor we worked so hard for still going to protect us?
And that quote really just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? This isn't just some new app or another tool for the toolbox. We are talking about a complete rewrite of the rules of the game. For everybody. For the good guys and the bad guys. So that's the real question, right? The one that probably keeps some of you up at night. Are the skills and the certs that got you to where you are today going to be enough to keep you relevant tomorrow? Let's dig in and figure that out.
Okay, so first things first, we've got to understand this new landscape. Because let's be honest, this is not the same field we signed up for 5 or even 2 years ago. AI has become this ultimate double-edged sword. It's making our defenses smarter and faster, but it's also handing our adversaries some incredibly powerful new weapons.
Think about it. The old playbook, the one most of our certs are based on, was all about being reactive. An alarm goes off and a human analyst starts digging through logs to figure out what happened, based on a set of pre-written rules. But the new reality? It's predictive. AI is busy learning what normal looks like on your network, 24/7, so it can spot the tiniest, weirdest little anomaly that a human would miss. It's not about responding anymore, it's about anticipating. It's machine-augmented, not just human-driven.
But, and this is a huge but, here's the catch. For every single brilliant defensive AI we create, you can bet there's an attacker on the other side of the world using that exact same technology to come after us. They are innovating just as fast as we are, and they sure aren't playing by any rules.
And look at the tools they have now. You can forget about those old phishing emails with the bad grammar. We're now dealing with AI-generated emails that sound exactly like your CEO because the AI has been trained on every public statement they've ever made. We're talking about deepfake voice calls that can trick a CFO into wiring money. And then you've got adaptive malware, code that literally rewrites itself every time it's detected, making our old signature-based tools completely useless.
And if you think this is some sci-fi future stuff, it's not. This is happening right now. Back in 2019, an employee at a UK energy company transferred 220,000 euros because they were 100% convinced they were on the phone with their boss. It was a deepfake. That's a real-world $250,000 price tag on a single AI-powered attack.
Which, brings us right to the heart of the problem. There's this gap, and it's getting wider every single day. A gap between what our trusted, reliable certifications have taught us and what the real-world AI-powered battlefield is actually throwing at us. A big part of the problem is just lag. A lot of exam blueprints just don't cover the new stuff, like adversarial AI, where attackers trick your models, or model poisoning, where they corrupt the data your AI learns from. And think about the speed. AI is evolving weekly, but it can take years for a certification body to update its entire curriculum. Meanwhile, employers aren't waiting. They're already looking for people with hybrid skills, that perfect blend of cybersecurity and AI literacy. And that puts you at risk of being seen as an expert in yesterday's threats, not tomorrow's.
I know what you're thinking. Great, so is my CISSP basically a paperweight now? Did I spend all that time and money for nothing? And the answer, let me be really clear, is absolutely not. But your strategy has to evolve. This is where we shift from the problem to the solution. The goal here isn't to throw out everything you've learned. It's about building on that incredible foundation. You don't get rid of your armor. You reinforce it. You add new, specialized plates to handle these new types of attacks. And this right here, this is the whole idea. The person who is going to be the most valuable, the most in demand in this new era is the hybrid professional. Someone who is totally grounded in those core cybersecurity fundamentals, but is also fluent in the language of AI. You have to become the bridge between those two worlds.
So what does that actually look like? Well, you can start pairing your certs. If you've got a Security Plus, maybe you pair it with something like the AWS AI Practitioner certification. If you're a CISM or CISSP focused on the big picture and management, adding an AI operations credential from a company like NVIDIA, wow, that sends a powerful message. You're telling the world, I get the strategy and I get the tech that's shaping our future.
Okay, so you get the idea. But how do you actually do this? Let's get tactical. Here is a clear 4-step action plan you can use to take control and future-proof your career starting today. First off, do not abandon your foundations. That CISSP is still your passport into the industry. Second, be strategic and pair it with some AI or machine learning credentials, like we just talked about. Third, and this one is so important, you have to get your hands dirty. Theory is not enough. And finally, number 4, you have to commit to learning for life. The days of getting a cert and then just coasting for a few years, yeah, those are over.
And when I say hands-on, I mean getting into the actual platforms. Go play around in AWS SageMaker or Azure AI. Experiment with frameworks like Cybersecurity so you can actually understand how to break an AI model. Learn how to use an AI-driven CM, like Splunk with its machine learning tools. This is where you learn how to hunt for these new threats. This practical experience is what's really going to make you stand out.
Because when you boil it all down, this isn't a story about AI replacing humans. Not at all. It's a story about collaboration. The best security teams of the future won't be run by AI alone, and they won't be run by humans alone. They'll be run by humans who have mastered AI and know how to use it as the most powerful weapon in their arsenal. So look, you've already built your armor. It's strong, it's tested, and it's gotten you this far. But the battlefield is changing right under our feet. So the only question you need to ask yourself is this: what new plates are you going to add for the battles that are coming tomorrow?